Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Sandra's Homespun Life. I recently did a video. It was actually my last video where I showed that I got the Ninja Foodi grill. And if you want to find out more about that, I'll leave a card up at the top here. But anyway, I went ahead and ordered the dehydrator rack that goes with it. It doesn't come with the Ninja Foodi when you buy it, so that's an extra accessory you have to purchase yourself. So I went ahead and bought it, and not counting taxes and everything, I think it was just a little over 20 bucks. And you know, really, when you get into these specialty products, they can get pretty pricey. So I didn't complain too much after I got the dehydrating rack because they're pretty nicely made. But I'm going to angle the camera down here and show you how this connects together. I was reading some of the reviews on their site, on Amazon's site, regarding the dehydrating rack, and I noticed there was a few comments saying that it was very confusing for them to figure out how to put the rack together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and after I show you guys how to assemble this rack, what I'm going to be doing today is dehydrating some mushrooms. I'm really excited to try this. I'm the only one in my home that likes mushrooms, and it doesn't really benefit me much to buy fresh mushrooms because just me being the only one to eat them, a lot of times they don't get eaten, and the canned ones just, I don't know, they just don't do it for me. They're okay in a pinch. But anyway, I'm going to point the camera down and let you all see how to assemble the dehydrating rack for the Ninja Foodi grill. Okay, as you can see, this dehydrating rack comes in 3 separate pieces. So our first piece that goes on the bottom layer is actually this individual rack right here. And I think what is confusing to some of those that didn't understand or had a difficult time assembling this is they didn't realize that these little legs stand up like this. So they have like a bendable hinge there. But when you first get it out of the box, it just looks like it's all made solid. But these actually lift up. And I'm not sure how well you can see, but your second and third rack, the little legs fit on these little brackets. So once you get that part figured out, it's really easy to put together. So the second shelf goes on the next bracket up, like that, and the same with the third. And there you go. And it fits nicely inside of the Ninja Foodi. I've already tried it out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to open my mushrooms. I just went ahead and bought the ones that's already sliced and cleaned to save some time and to give this a first run at dehydrating and see how well it will perform. Okay, I have all my mushrooms on my little racks. So now I'm just going to assemble the dehydrating rack. So there I have it all ready and set to go into the Ninja Foodi. As you can see, that fits very nicely. So I'm going to close my lid. So next I'm going to push my power button on. I'm going to go over here to the dehydrate button. And the manual says to set the temperature for 135 and allow it to go from 6 to 8 hours. So it's defaulted to 6. I'll come back and check it in 6 hours and see how it's coming along. And if the mushrooms seem to need to be dehydrated longer, I'll put it on longer time and check it every hour thereafter up to the 8-hour mark. So next I'm going to push start, and there we go. So I'll bring you back in 6 hours and we'll check these out and see how they're doing. All right, welcome back, guys. All right, we're down to about 20 minutes, give or take a little bit, of being at the 6 hour mark. I have to go pick up my son from work, so I'm going to go ahead and check the progress of these dehydrated mushrooms right now. Oh, wow. I believe they're already done. That's one of the thicker ones. This is one of the thinner mushrooms. This is super thin. So I'm pleasantly surprised to see that these are already done. Let me check on the bottom layers here. Okay, this is the second shelf. Now this one feels a little bit softer on the second shelf. But these on the top definitely already feel done. So let me check this bottom rack here. Yeah, those still need a little drying too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the first tray out because they're already dehydrated plenty. They're good and dry. So I'm just going to replace these two racks back in my dehydrator. And since these are already dried, I'm just going to place them in a jar with the sealed lid. And that's how I'm going to store my dried mushrooms. I'm so tickled with how these have turned out. So I'm going to place my lid back down on the Ninja Foodi. And I'm going to bump up the time, make sure my temperature is still down on 135. And I'm going to set my time for about another hour. And I should be back home by then, and so I'll check out the last of my mushrooms then. Okay, just made it back home. Another hour has went by. So now I'm going to check what's left of my mushrooms. And yep, those are nice and dried out now. Check these on the bottom shelf. Yep, they're nice and dry too. So it took roughly 6 to 7 hours for all of the mushrooms to get completely dehydrated. I'm sorry for the dog howling in the background, but she knows we've got food in the kitchen and we're getting ready to eat. So she's making sure she gets our attention so she gets her share too. So thank y'all for joining me. Until next time, guys. Bye.